Hello, I'm ETarte, once a Catholic priest, now an atheist. Today is May 20th, 2014. I have learned through the internet that the priest who baptized me, Father Albert J. Beck, died in March 2013. In 1956, at age 21, having just graduated from college, I was home for the summer with my parents in Beaumont, Texas. I wanted to become a Catholic. St. Anne's Catholic Church was just a block away from my home. 2 or 3 times a week, the assistant pastor there, Father Beck, instructed me in his office in the teachings of the Catholic Church. Then, late in the summer, he baptized me. The next day at Mass, he gave me my first communion, which we firmly believed was the real body of Jesus under the appearance of a little bread wafer. These were joyful occasions for him and for me. Later, when I announced my desire to enter the seminary and prepare to be a priest, Father Beck was again filled with joy. He gave me my first cassock, which was the black robe that we seminarians wore. During the summers, at home with my parents in Beaumont, on Sunday mornings after attending Mass, I, along with 2 or 3 other seminarians, would gather with Father Beck upstairs in the priest's residence next to the church and count the money that the faithful had put into the collection plates during the Masses. Sometimes there would be classical music in the background, which Father Beck played on his phonograph. He especially liked the music of Mozart, as did I also. Then, after the money was all counted, I would sometimes ride with him as he drove to the bank and put the money in the after-hours depository. In 1963, after I became a priest, on a Sunday I celebrated my first solemn Mass at St. Anne's Church. I asked the pastor, Father Holub, and Father Beck to assist me as my deacon and subdeacon. And I asked Father Beck to give the sermon. In the sermon, he told the people what a joy it was that I had become a priest and what a wonderful life I was going to have for the rest of my life serving God's people. A couple of weeks after that, I was assigned by our bishop to be an assistant pastor at St. Michael's Church in West Houston. Father Beck gave me his used stereo receiver, which enabled me to listen to Houston's classical music radio station in my 2-room suite upstairs in the priest's residence. Soon thereafter, Father Beck was assigned by our bishop to start a new parish, also in West Houston, just a few miles from St. Michael's. So, on a few of my days off, I visited him and his assistant priest for lunch in their new priest's residence. His assistant priest had been one of my seminary classmates. Father Beck was so proud of me. But 3 years later, in 1968, I left the priesthood and the Catholic Church. Father Beck was so disappointed, and he was very disappointed also when his assistant priest also left the priesthood. We had promised our God that we would remain priests for the rest of our lives, and we had broken that promise. But Father Beck remained a faithful priest. He was 10 years older than I. When he died at age 88, he was the longest-serving priest in the Diocese of Galveston-Houston. He generously, graciously, and kindly helped me to fulfill my goals during the first 12 years of my adult life, which I am calling my dark years. Then he and I naturally became estranged from each other for the rest of our lives because my view of reality in what I call my years of light diverged from his. His message to me would have been the same as other priests have said to me: repent, go to confession, and return to your true home where you belong, the Catholic Church. I will not do that, but I will now remember Father Beck by a moment of music. In his memory, I will now play my piano cover of a religious composition of Mozart, Ave Verum Corpus, Behold the True Body of Jesus. Thank you for watching and listening.